Hello. Okay, there we go. Now it's working. Try 3. Third time's the charm, right? All right. So I know that I scheduled the stream for 8:30, but obviously I am on early, in part for all of these tech issues I keep running into with my mics. Apparently, I need to figure out a different mic situation. I don't know. Again, Amazon Prime days are coming up, so I might be investing in some tech. What I would really like to be able to do is actually be able to do a dual camera where I have the phone up above so that you can actually like watch from above. So anyway, it looks like we're working right now. If the sound cuts out and you're watching, please let me know in the chat and I will go and redo the stream. What we're working on today is I am cutting the interiors for the order for Bad Anna's in Vancouver. We've got a lot to work to do. That's why I'm on about 15 minutes earlier than I said I would be. And yeah, so we're going to try and get all the linings done, and then we're going to work on the interfacing is the next big one. So for the Kato right now, I need to cut the fabric down. Then I need to cut the lining, the pockets, and actually the canvas as well. So let's get right into it. This is all large bag stuff, so I'm not worried about it. It can go live over there. And then I got to match numbers again to the whole thing because I've got it all written down, but that doesn't mean I didn't keep track of it mentally, obviously. That would be a lot to keep track of. All right, Sweet Pea, I know you're up here being the quality control inspector. Hey, yeah, I love you too. This is Dahlia. She is the reason that her and Remy got adopted when we adopted them. She came up and they were in a paired pen. They called them critter cabins at the Calgary Humane Society. And she came up and she literally screamed at us to basically pick me when we went to talk to the adoptions people to say, hey, we would like to see the little black cat at the front. They're like, oh, she's out. And we're like, there's a second cat in there? And they're like, yeah, there's a gray guy. And the gray guy, Remy, was actually sitting underneath the chair in the back, just chilling. So Dahlia is the reason that they came home with us, because she stood up against the door of the critter cabin and screamed at us, literally. That's, yeah. If you ever hear her meow, she has got a scream. All right. So we need quite a few of these. I think what we're going to do is we'll cut down the exteriors of the Kato, and then we'll place all the large box bags with the box bag cuts that I've already done with the interfacing. I've got a nifty, so I've been rearranging my studio a little bit. You can't tell from up here, but there is actually stuff off of there. I've shuffled it around so that I can make the big bags that we're seeing up there. But that's zippers. I did a little hanging wall here of rotary cutters and the ruler, and then down here is where all the lining fabrics are going right now, as well as actually I just added the canvas, although it's got to move up a shelf. It might end up going back up on my in my storage unit in the sewing side of the studio, just because it might fit there better. But for now, I'm going to need it for the Kato, so I figured I would bring it in, and then I had it on hand. All right, so we need to cut these down, which why I'm showing you the cutting wall is I need my scissors. They just got sharpened because my one pair of shears actually gave up the ghost, basically, because I cut all the interfacing for the made glasses cases with them. And so I was trying to cut something the other day and I'm like, why aren't they cutting? And then I realized it's because they were probably dull from cutting the glasses cases, because, that's how it goes. All right. So we're going to pull the one thing that I have. So the Kato cuts actually do come from the back cut of the large box bag. I figured out that I could cut them from that. But the one thing I have to make sure is that the selvage doesn't go for the Kato. So like the Sassy Cat here doesn't have a selvage. So that's going to be Kato. And then, so we need one. Excuse me. So there's a large box bag. We need one in the sage. I'm just going to cut all the sage so that's done all at once, or else I'm never going to keep track at all. There's handles that actually need to go in the handle bin. Okay, so she wants 1, 2, 3 sage And 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's easy. Why am I thinking that that's more complicated than it is? That's fine. Because it's 3 back cuts. All right. I just realized I actually also need to cut all of the interfacing for the handles. Ooh, curses. Okay, so that's more work than I was thinking it was going to be. Another box bag. Another Kato. Another 2 box bags. I don't know why I'm not cutting the navy as well, because it's the same order for the navy. So we'll just... Oh, apparently I'm out of the swing of it. I was going to be on earlier today, but we were really busy. And my husband is home right now, so I went and did spin in the morning. And then we actually went to the library with the kids, and then we went to the pool. And we were both tired when we got back from the pool. I'm not going to lie and say that I'm not tired right now, but I am still tired. But I've got work to do, and my husband's home to do bedtime with the kids, so he can do bedtime with kids, and I get to come on earlier. I'm still out of it from last week. I need to catch up a little bit of sleep, but I'll do that on Saturday. Anyway, so it was a busy day. If you haven't heard, my husband and I are training for the Dopey Challenge at Walt Disney World. The Dopey Challenge is... So Walt Disney World in January hosts a marathon, and it has a 5, a 10, a half, and a full marathon. And so the Dopey Challenge is called Dopey for a reason. Got to be dopey to do it. But it's... you run all 4 races in 4 days. So you run a 5, a 10, a half, and a full marathon in 4 days. It's 48.6 miles. I can't even comprehend how far that is, because I don't work in miles. Not that I work in kilometers either. So, story time about that. I was homeschooled, actually, as a kid. And that's fine. But the program that I was on was an American program. So I did actually learn my measurements in imperial. But I live in Canada, where we're supposed to use metric, but we never do. At least it never feels like we do. Okay, I'm just going to cross out those 2. Those are good. We're done. Done. They need linings, though. And the woodline bunnies on Sage are done, and the large box bag on Sage is done. Okay. I guess I shouldn't have crossed it out because, whatever, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to fold this back so I don't accidentally clip the lining fabric. Anyway, I was homeschooled, but I was homeschooled on an American program. So I did actually learn. I learned how many feet in a mile? 5,280. At least that's what I learned. What else? How many square feet in an acre, which I can't remember anymore. This is the problem, is I don't remember a lot of what I learned. Why is there a small box bag in that order? Alrighty, we'll set that aside. So it's just hilarious, because it's I learned all of this stuff, but A, did I keep it? No. B, is it super useful to know how many feet is in a mile? Not really, because 48.6 miles, knowing how many feet is in that isn't going to help me. It's not going to make it any less daunting. It's just going to make it worse, because what would that be? That's over 20,000 feet in 4 days. We haven't even walked that much in the parks, let alone all in 4 days. Well, actually, that's a lie. We might have walked that much in the parks, over 4 days. So maybe. And the fact that it's a 5, a 10, and a half, and then a full, that's actually going to probably be the worst part. I keep hearing from people that have done it and just done it recently that actually the number one worst part of it is doing the 2 a.m. wake-up calls every day. And yeah, I could see that. It's going to be extra rough for us because we'll be slightly jet lagged. So 2 a.m. we're not I guess that's not really the word. It's going to be difficult because of the kiddos. So we have 2 toddlers. They're still very young, or fairly young. They're not like infants. They're toddlers and approaching preschool age. Oh my God. Anyway, oh right, the penguins. There's a couple penguins out in the Kato box out there that I have to get. That's where they are. Okay. So yeah, so we're going they're not old enough to really be able to do any their jet lag is going to affect us. And so like because they're tiny, we're not going to be able to get a lot of nap time because our eldest doesn't nap anymore during the daytime, and our youngest is getting close to dropping a nap as well. So it's going to be bonkers. I think the hardest part will be, and I agree, will be actually having to be up at 2 a.m. every day to do these runs. Anyway, those reports were also coming from someone who like lives in Florida, so they didn't even have to deal with the jet lag. Their family was there, so like even though they have kids themselves, like it's just, yeah. Now I sound like I'm complaining. I'm not actually complaining. I'm just there's a little bit, just this little bit of dread about this experience. Okay, so we've got 2 Danube Blue and 2 Lime Polka Dot. There they are, triangle pouches. And these need to be cut down. So actually, I should probably we'll just make one pile and then we'll cut down whatever we need to cut down. I've got the Maiko on blue, and I've got the Macaron Critters on gray. I don't know why I'm checking them off. I know that I already have them. I have to cut them down. What am I doing? Those ones I should be dividing up into, these are all going to be lined in white. Just leave them be. I don't think that Paula is getting the Maiko on red. I'm pretty sure that that's Sherry's order. Yeah, no, she's getting Maiko and Kyoto on blue. So I don't know why this got mixed in, but we'll set it aside. Probably got mixed in when I was cutting lining. All right, and then, so the Danube Blue large box. Yeah, we're doing 1 large box, and then we're doing 2 Kato, because I've already got a Kato cut. And then we'll do a second Kato right now. And I've misplaced my shears. I bet you it's in this pile. I'm sure you saw me stack a bunch of fabric on top of it and are yelling at me that they're under this pile. I believe you. We'll find them in a minute. Yeah, seriously, it feels like my head is not on straight. But I'm also just realizing too, it's like there is a lot of work to do over the summer. So I have a pop-up event with Ancient Arts Yarns on July 15th. That's next Saturday. So not this Saturday, the 8th, but next Saturday, the 15th. And so I'm prepping for that as much as I can. And then, so what I'm going to be sewing on Saturday with the live stream is I'm going to be sewing big bags and finishing up the vinyl transfers for the May glasses cases and their magnetic snaps, because I want to get those done. Then I will also have a pop-up with Market Spot on July 29th in Market Mall in Calgary, Alberta. I'll be there from 1 to 5. Oh, the Ancient Arts Yarns, it's going to be at their dye studio, and their dye studio is on Manitou Road. They're just across from Shaw GNC. If you're familiar with them, they're on the Blackfoot. And words left me. Sorry, I am going to start striking these out so I know that I'm actually done and I don't have to pay attention to them. So then my next one is going to be, I'm going to be at Market Mall with Market Spot, and I'll be doing a pop-up there with like an infomercial sort of session for everyone, which will be fun. I'll bring some Obi that I haven't cut up to show, and like I'll try and have some of the new products. I have to restock Market Spot as well. They said that they're actually running low, so that's part of what will end up going from the big bag stock that I'm sewing right now for all of this other stuff. Okay, 2 Kato, 2 large box bags for the penguins. All right, large box. Kato. Large box. And then these are the triangle pouches. And how many triangle pouches did you want, Paula? Yellow polka dots. She wanted 2. Okay, so there's 2. I don't know why I have so much extra fabric laying around here, but that might be, oh no, handles are right there. Interesting. This might be triangle pouches that I want to make for us outside of Paula's order. I'm going to throw them over there like that's what I intended. No, because they look too tall. No, they're not really. Nope, those can be triangle pouches. Decided. All right, banana cats. I know that there's extra cuts of banana cats for a reason. The banana cats that I made for made into the May glasses cases turned out so spectacular. I'm so excited for them. It's not even funny. There is, so that's the triangle pouch. It just needs to be cut down. And then Mount Fuji was just 1 and 1. So we'll just trim it up and ignore the banana cats for a minute. Oh dear. I can't remember if I cut the interiors for the Pick Your Own or not yet. So we might actually end up doing that as well, just to make sure that I've actually got them cut for those orders. All right, and then we're going to go in. So that was Mount Fuji that we just completed. Perfect. So there's 1 Kato, 1 large box. Triangle is over there. Banana cats needed 1 Kato, 2 large box bags, and 1 triangle. So did I chuck there's no triangle bag pouch fabric over there yet, but that might be because I don't know why that is. We'll figure it out. All right, so she wants 2 large box, 1 Kato, and 1 triangle pouch. So these have all been, nope, these 3 have been trimmed up. Okay. So there is, okay, I see what's happened as I probably pulled one for stock for us. 1, 2, and then I don't know why there's another cut here. I'm going to assume that this might be a big bag cut, so we'll just set it aside for now. That will make a really fun big bag, so I'll probably prep it to sew for a big bag as well. All right, Kato, 2 large box, right? Yes. I do not have the triangle pouch, so I got to track it down. It might be in the box. Probably in the box. These are all the triangle pouches for the bunnies, which are going to get a beige lining. So we will set, that's going to get set aside right there where it belongs for now. Okay, page 1. Where's page 1? Here's page 1. I know page 1 has the information for the sheep cuts. Large box, sheep outline in gray, 1 and 1. Okay, all the sheep need 1. Okay, easy peasy. Is this chaotic? Yes. When I was cutting the exteriors, what I should have done is I should have just divided everything up and cut it at that time. No. Actually, right now I've got a system of bins under. Oh, bye, sheep. I do have a bin system under the table right now for everything that I'm cutting elsewise, but I don't want to mix up or mix in the wholesale orders into the stuff that I'm making for the shop, because that doesn't make sense. That would be like, it's more work in a different way. Okay, large box, sheep outline on gray, Kato. We need, oh right, there's no triangle pouches for that one. All right. And then I think, well, there's handles. Hello. Throw you over there. We need Lucky Cat and strawberry box bag. Strawberry and bees. Okay, so all of these ones are done for the bunnies so far. I need natural bunnies. Maiko. I know I have the triangle Maiko on blue. And we've got the macaron critters on gray over there. They just need to be cut down. And I also have the triangle for the penguins. And Danu blue. And I also have marked off that I have the penguins in lime green. Perfect. Okay. Like I said, I know that I've got all the cuts. It's just this way. It's a double check to make sure that I'm on track. Okay, so the bees and strawberries and the Lucky Cats, which are down here, both need 1 bag each. Kato, large box. And then I need to track down the triangle pouches of these guys, which I know I cut because I just sewed their knot bags. At least the exteriors of the knot bags are done. The interiors are done too. They just need to be smashed together. and sew them together, obviously. But I needed to wait for my pinking shears to come back from the sharpener because they had also dulled up. I was like cutting stuff with them, and I'm like, ugh, it's so hard. So they went to the sharpener the other day. They came back. I dropped them off on like Tuesday, and they came back on Thursday. No, Wednesday night. He was super fast. He lives just across the road. He actually across the highway. When I say that, he actually lives just down the street from where we used to live in Cochrane. So that's really cool. Yeah, come here. All right. Okay, so there's them done. Next. Okay, it looks like I can basically just pull everything out at this point because it's not stacked so tight. Okay, so there are the pick your own orders in here. Okay, that makes way more sense now. Way more sense. Sense will be made out of this chaos at some point. I just don't know when. I don't actually know where my order sheets are for the pick your own, so I'll just check them on the Shopify behind the window that you guys are in when I get there. Okay. Sheeps for Paula were only one of each bag. This is going to make such a good kato. It's going to be amazing. I just realized I need to order all of my leather cord. My credit card got hacked though the other day, so I'm waiting on a replacement card to come in so that I can actually do all the buying things. And this also helped me figure out, okay, so these, I know these aren't Paula's, so I will worry about them afterwards. Neither are the cats that are back in town. Okay, so I'll set them back here. And I know that there need to be some additions to that as well. Hello, what are you? Are you just an end piece that I was like, I will figure out what I'm going to do with you when I see you next? That's what you feel like. Feels like I should go back and watch my own live streams because I'm pretty sure I talked about them. Oh, okay. I totally messed those up, but whatever. They're the same amounts. Yeah, she didn't want more of them. So we're going to fold you up because I'm pretty sure I've got one of them in the kato. And for some reason, they aren't selling. So I have a feeling that's a big bag cut. I really do love this print though. Like, it's like so good. So many shaggy sheep. It's awesome. All right. Let's get going here. There we go. Now we're back at the top of the list. So this will be, it's a little bit more chronological as to how I entered it into the actual order. Since I cut it, how I entered it in the order. It would make sense to have those two together, right? So, all right. Sheep. And then we got the microforest cat. And we need to have a kato, a large, and triangle. Large box bag, kato bag. And then once we actually cut these up into their respective kato cuts, I will figure out their coloration and everything like that. This is obviously beige. Super easy. I'm not even going to debate that. Okay, so there's the large box. The kato of Maiko Cat. There's all the sheep outlines are done. We need Sassy Cat. I don't know where the rest of the Sassy Cat is right now. There's the citrus on navy, and I see it right there. So we'll do that next. Citrus on navy. We need a kato and a large box. Easy. Easy peasy. And then we need a triangle. And we need a kato and a large box on pink. And there's the triangle pouches that need to be cut down. This navy citrus will actually be lined with beige. And the pink will be lined with white. Easy. Lemon squeezy. Haha. Citrus fabric. Terrible jokes. I never said that I was going to go into a career as a stand-up comedian, and here I am. All right. Cut. Now, I'm pretty sure that the navy is going to be lined with a beige over there. I don't think I actually cut any blue linings. So in this case, it's really important that the selvage goes to the large box bag because it's quite large. And like, yes, I can cut the Kato out of the backside of the large box bag, but it's tight. So, all right, my stomach and my dinner have not agreed again. So I'm going to run out to the washroom and I will be right back. I will write out the back in 5 minutes sign because I actually have paper and a pen to do it here. So about 8:45. All right, just realized you couldn't actually really see that sign, but I'm back. All right. No stomach battles were lost. All right, so this has to go into Sherry's order, which I did pop over here. This is the remainder of Paula's order. And we were on the citrus, and I was just trying to figure out. Okay, so and then there's the triangle pouches for the strawberries and bees, triangle pouches for Lucky Cats as well. So we can take them off of the list. There's the triangle for bees and strawberries, and for Lucky Cats. And then there had to be special cuts for the Sushi Cats. All right. I love this Sushi Cat fabric. I actually was able to track down some more of it when I was in Japan in May. So I got it on red and a forest green, which was awesome. I love getting certain, 2, 2, and 3. So perfect. Easy for what I did. I love getting the same print on different colorways because it makes stuff pop, and they usually are slightly different. So like a really good case of that is actually the citrus fabric. So the pink, the yellow, and the orange are slightly different from the actual navy citrus. The oranges on the pink are a little bit more pastel. The oranges on the navy are deeper. And same thing with the lemons. The lemons are more like a true lemon color, whereas the lemons on the navy background are more gold. So it's just really cool to see. Anyway, in the case of the Sushi Cats, I don't think there was any color difference in the main, but like the cats show up extremely different from what they show up on the navy, and then very different from the red and green that I picked up as well. Okay, so there's 2 Kato, 2 large box. Then I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back and actually reference this sheet that I already have instead of having to pick apart these piles again. And I'll write down what's going to be white and what's going to be beige, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, that's the wrong one in that pile. You go to large box, you go here. I'm pretty sure I already did that for the large box bags, but if I kept that piece of paper or not is anyone's guess. Again, probably somewhere in here, but oh yeah, I did actually do it. Actually, I might still have it. It might be right here. That's the big bags. That's the number. Yeah, there's the white. Now the question is if there's the white and the beige. Sweet. I even wrote down the numbers already for all of this. I think. Yeah, for the lining amounts. So I don't even need to go back and figure it out. I just need to actually cut these up like I'm doing right now, and then go back in and actually cut the linings. There are 4 sushi triangle pouches here, but that's because 3 are going to Paula and 1 is staying with me. Me. Sushi cat triangle. There you are. Bye. All done. Okay. And then Banana Cats is still missing its triangle pouch. Again, I might have thrown it over here already. Maybe it's in the not bag box. Looks like I'm going to have to pull it out and actually cut the triangle pouch out of it. Which isn't... Oh, yeah, and Sassy Cat. Where'd the Sassy Cat stuff go? Oh, right. I debated about that. I think that's this piece over here. Because I definitely have the large box bag and the Kato already because they're at the bottom of the pile. Front page, please. Yeah, we're just going to count. I think this is where we're supposed to cut the triangle pouch from. Done. I still need Banana Cats. I didn't solve Banana Cats, but we'll just cut new Banana Cats because I'm pretty sure I've got enough fabric. I'm like hunting over to look at my shelves to see if I can see the fabric on there, which I cannot. There's breakfast fabric. And there's macaron critters. This is probably extremely boring for you, so I will look for it once I've finished up this other stuff. This is probably could potentially all be very boring for you, but I hope you're joining me anyway. All right, so we need 3 triangle pouches of the bunnies. Again, there's 4 there because then I can keep one for the shop. Because adding 1 bag is not going to take that much extra time when you're already in it this deep. And then she wants 2 Kato and 2 large box bags of the bunnies as well. This is going to be adorable as a Kato bag. so amazing. Paula made some really good choices this time. So it's nice to have a fresh fabric catalog because like it makes it harder and easier to make choices for sure. And my old fabric catalog had definitely gotten stale. So the good because so I've made 2 trips back to Japan since it reopened in October of 22. I made a trip back in November of 22. Basically, I was just waiting and waiting. I kept moving my hotel reservations like out, push, to convenient dates convenient for the family, basically. And then as soon as I actually found out that they're open, I confirmed with my mother-in-law that she could take the kids. Since I had to do this as fast as I could, I had to leave before my husband actually got home from work. So I had to leave my kids with my mother-in-law and then drive to the airport, get on a plane, and then go to Japan. But oh my goodness, words are not my friend tonight. Oh, that trip. That was the gist I was trying to get to, or the point of the story. Was November was the first time I had been back in 4.5 years. So my fabric stash was very depleted at this point, which is good. I accidentally pandemic proofed myself. If I hadn't, I could have imported fabric. There's no doubt. I could have actually bought it, shipped it here, and everything like that. But the thing is that like Noma Taylor, which they do ship, but they only ship 1 meter of each quantity, and like it, then you still have to pay the shipping charges, which add up way faster than putting it actually in the luggage on the plane. Granted, luggage prices have actually doubled, which is nuts. So the Air Canada flight return. Now I always buy a 3rd bag, so like that for some reason that cost has stayed the same, but they've upped the 2nd checked bag. It used to be $50 and now it's $100. Still cheaper than shipping it, but like it's so weird. I'm like, you're already, I don't know. My surcharges to actually get the flight with the air miles this time were significant. I have done that flight to Japan direct, no less, from Calgary to Tokyo for $100 because I was able to use air miles. Now, this last time, it was like over 1,000. Again, worth it, but it was just like I thought about it after I had actually booked the flight for May, and I was like, I wonder how much I've paid for this in the past. And yeah, it was like $102.56 or something like that, and I was just like, oh, gross. It needs to be, something needs to happen because those surcharges are getting ridiculous. And I get it, like they are supposed to help cover fuel and everything like that. And if they remove them, they're just basically going to go into the fare cost. But it's like when you're paying with points, you don't want to be paying for, I don't know, $1,000 anyway. Grape. All right, triangle pouches. And that was, the penguins got mixed up with the Maiko. So the Maiko will be last. All right, that's triangle penguins, black polka dots 2. And we just did the coral penguins, Kato 2, 2 large box bag. And then where are your triangle pouches? The heck? So weird what's missing right now, because I know I cut these things. Did I mix them up in here? No, because those are still connected. Weird. Okay, so we need triangle times 2 penguins. Yeah, because that was black penguin polka dots. And we've got the 2 Danube, and we got the large box bag of Danube. We need the triangle of the penguins. Weird. The yellow polka dots are over there. The blue and lime. Oh, they're there. The coral are right down at the bottom. All right. But I do need the triangle pouch of the banana cats, which that is totally spelled wrong, but whatever. I will not be able to read that later anyway. I'll just make sure I didn't throw them down here anyway, being like, hey, I'll remember that I put them here later. No, there's no banana cats there. Okay. Okay, so we need banana cats. Banana cat, triangle pouch. Banana cat, triangle pouch. Banana cat, triangle pouch. All right, and then we just got the Maiko and the critters and these guys. So she wants, I think it's just 2. I think all the penguins were 2 if I could do it. And the only ones I couldn't do the 2 of were the couldn't do 2 of something. The blue and the lime, because I've already sewn some bags out of it. Whereas everything else is just I hadn't cut into yet. I do love these penguins. So I can't remember how much is left. There's definitely quite a bit left of the coral, from what I can see from here. And it looks like there's some left of the blue, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Whatever. I will make other bags of it out of it later. All right. So there's the large box bag and the Kato cut and done. Kato. We've had an absolutely horrendous thunderstorm roll through tonight. We drove into the city. Dallas and I have a race on Sunday. Stampede Road Race. It's a lot of fun. And race package pickup, the easiest day for us to pick it up was today. And so we drove into the city just before dinner. That's partly why this stream is at 8:30 instead of, I was thinking of 8 and blah, blah, blah. Not that you knew that. Anyway, as we were driving home, the heavens absolutely just broke loose. And then we ended up in hail, and like there were lakes growing in the road. And then we got back to Cochrane, and I had to back out for a prescription after the traffic kind of subsided, and there was lightning strikes like all around, and they were nuts too. I got caught in a really intense thunderstorm the other day when I was going to pick up my eldest from school, and it was intense because we're basically right in the center of it. So there was like lightning, and like the thunder was like shaking the Jeep sort of like intensity. And I swear there was a lightning strike. Like, so I was on the highway, and there's a storm pond just off the highway in the neighborhood we're in. And I think it was like right over top of the storm pond from what I could see. So, yeah, but June, July, like are definitely prime thunderstorm season. So it's not that surprising that's happening, but it's like every year there's a little bit of surprise. And of course it's Stampede week, so of course it would be absolutely horrendous thunderstorms. Sneak a peek is tonight, and I am extremely glad we're not down on the grounds tonight, because we actually had originally planned to go down to sneak a peek with the kids, and it's just like, oh, thank God we're not down there right now. We would have been miserable. Now we're going down tomorrow, so we might end up getting rained on, but it's character building, right? Kids have rain suits, so what we'll do is we'll put them in rain suits, and then we'll be in our rain jackets, and I don't know what to do. If it's because what we're doing is I want to go see the chuck wagon races. Sorry, I'm gonna go see if I can find the banana cat fabric, so I'm just gonna be to the side of you. I'll keep chatting though. I want to go see the chuck wagon races, because the chuck wagons have been running for 100 years at this point. And what we're going to do to just keep costs down a little bit is we're going to go buy day seats, which are to the sides, but they're not covered, which might, given that it's raining, might be a poor decision. So if it's raining, no big deal, actually. If it's thunderstorming, however, a big deal. So yeah, just keep your fingers crossed if you're watching this before I go to the Stampede that Stampede behaves itself. All right, where did the banana cat go? I wonder if I ended up cutting the knot bag afterwards, and so the scraps are in here. Let's see. Let's hope that's what happened. That's what's happened. I don't see any more banana cat fabric over there. I see a lot of other fabric here, but not banana cat. Ah, damn it. Okay. I wonder if it ended up in there. Okay, well, I will look for that later. And just remember that I have to keep it in the counts when I'm doing cuts. Because how many banana cats did she want? I know, my watch is telling me it needs to be charged before it goes to bed. Banana cats needed 1 triangle pouch. So even if we have to cut up that large cut to do it, I'll do it. I don't want to because I want that to be a big bag. Weird. What happened to it? Oh, there's handles. Well, that's a good point. I wonder if it got mixed in with handles and just willy-nilly thrown around. Given the chaos that's here anyway, it wouldn't surprise me. All right, we are going to actually work on cutting down the box bag cuts now, and that will be what we work with next. So I just need to grab my ruler and my rotary cutter. So actually I'll move these scissors and the pinking shears back because there's no point in having them on the desk right now. Normally I do have a template for this, but the templates have disappeared. I know where they were. They were up on, so I've got a SCADIS on the side of a storage unit out in the main sewing studio, and they were there, and now they're not. So I don't know what's happened to them. Some days, I swear, I might be losing my mind. It's the 2 brain cells that like once in a while collide, but not very often. Okay, so we got this, which is this. I'm not going to give you my measurements because that's not cool for anyone. And then, yeah, so that's actually that and that. So it's the actual measurement plus a little. If I can count, that would be amazing. Yeah, I definitely need to catch up on sleep before this run this weekend. So, all right. So why I'm actually doing this is I need to make sure that I'm cutting this correctly because, again, it needs to be so specific. Because I end up cutting the exterior top as well as the drawstring channel from it, and so it needs to be very specifically cut. So it's yep. Okay, we're good. All right, so I need to cut it. Okay, we're gonna have to cut it the way that I thought I need to cut it. So I fold this in half. And then I'm going to measure out the width. That's not right. Always double check. Measure twice, cut once. Same idiom as carpentry and lumber and all of that. Anything you're cutting, measure twice, cut once, because otherwise you'll regret your decisions. All right. So it's that, and actually I'm at still 1/2 inch off. There we go. And then once I get this cut this time, I'll go through and I'll actually stack a few and do it because that'll just make everything faster. And then that is still enough for it. Yeah, it makes it a little bit short for the drawstring channel. That's the only thing that it kind of truncates is the drawstring channel, but I haven't noticed that big a difference, so it's not a big deal, I don't think. All right, and then I actually do need shears because this needs to be cut in half. This microfabric is going to be like, look at this. This is going to become a Kato bag. It's going to be so good. So the Kato bag gets a base of fabric that like adds body and it just makes it look good. Now, the one thing this is going to need is I'm going to have to figure out, actually what I'll start doing is I'll write down what I need the bases of so that I don't have to count through either. Then this needs to be cut in half. Because it looks like I can just do it like this. And then this. And there's the drawstring and exterior fabrics for the Kato cut. Oh, right. These actually need to be cut down in length a little bit. So I should have done that first. I'll remember that next time. Forgot that had to happen. Because they got cut to the same width as the bag, actually. So typically what I do is I line it up with the bag, and then I cut all of them at the same time. So let's just do that now. And then what ends up happening after this is I'll do unstingy cuts of the interfacing, and the exterior gets interfaced with a like kind of papery. Oh no, it's lighter weight. Yeah, it's lighter weight interfacing. And typically what I am starting to do is I'll clip all of this together so that I don't lose pieces to the actual bag. Now this is going to be lined in white. That was the decision. And then I think it needs to have a black canvas bottom because the charcoal is going to wash out the actual vibrancy of the print. I know this isn't showing up well on that camera, but please believe me. All right, let's flip this. Nah. Put another line here. Canvas. Black. Charcoal. Char. All right, so we need one black so far. And actually, I think, so some of these we definitely have to do one by one. Penguins and like the fabrics that match we'll do 2 by 2 because this is where just one of the steps where the Kato are a little bit more tedious than most of my other bags. Totally worth it. I love these bags. These bags are actually a coup for me because when I first started, these were a style of bag that I wanted to do, but my skill level wasn't high enough to be able to sew this bag and do the drop-in lining. It's also very directional print friendly because basically I'll cut this in half and then I'll get sewn back together in the correct direction. Anyway, and as much as this is, sorry, I'm just looking at this. I'm like, I think as much as this is actually in gray, I think it needs to have a canvas, black canvas. Nah, we'll do charcoal. If I look at it together and it looks terrible, we won't do it. All right, you need to be cut down to the width of this. And then anyway, so these bags are like something that I have wanted to do for a while, at least this style. I finally saw this pattern again. I actually watched a tutorial of it with Okla roots. And yeah, and I was set. I was like, okay, let's do this. I'm ready. Like I'm mentally ready to try this. And after a decade of sewing, I was finally able to do the drop-in lining for this bag. I was so happy because like it's something that I've been wanting to do since I started sewing. And here I am actually being able to sew it. Now this will probably get, I think looking at these colors, we're going to do a black canvas bottom, black canvas handle because there's not a lot of brown to pick up in it. And what is in here as brown is like really, it's a cool brown instead of warm brown. And most of my leather is warm brown. So we're going to do a black handle. And then I think we'll do the rainbow V-rings because I think that would look really good with this color. So I'm sorry, I'm also like daydreaming looking at my bookshelves or the shelves right now with the fabric being like, ooh, I know what I'm going to make with that next because I can see some of the Miko fabric in there. And now I want to make all the Kato bags with the Miko fabric. All right, so in this case, I am going to trim down the selvage because I don't want to have to worry about it in the seam allowance. It would show if I don't catch it properly. So if I trim it down, I just don't even have to worry about it. Just like that. Okay, gone. Bye. All right. This, actually, I should have just trimmed it right down to the inch mark because that would have made sense. Oh, well. I'll do that now. And then what I can do is I can just, this is a wider fabric, so the cord channels won't be stingy. They'll actually be the right size, or at least what's called for in pattern. I end up only being like a 1/2 inch short between the two pieces, so like a 1/4 inch on each piece. You can't tell the difference once it's actually sewn. I am going to square this piece up though, because that will make my sewing life easier instead of me wondering what the heck past Katie was doing. Why is that right? Okay, well, we'll just do it here then. So yeah, Market Spot and Market Mall actually did give me a heads up that they need a restock. So it's a good thing that we're already sewing all the things right now. There we go. Are you actually crooked, or are you just playing because I'm warping your grain line somehow? You're just playing because I'm warping your grain line. All right, done. So those are going to be white and charcoal, and things will be happy. Now, where was I putting the actual? Oh, that's where I was stacking the Kato as well. Actually, what I am going to do is I'm going to make an annotation about what colors we're going to do for these. So I can just pair them up later instead of having, again, to go through that whole pile of stuff. All right, so Macaron Critters on gray. Whew, I was going to have charcoal plus black. Yeah. Plus rainbow. And then the Maiko, which apparently is on the back of this sheet then. The Kato, it's going to have black, black, black. Just as everything's black. It'll make it look very sophisticated, I guess. I don't know. It'll make it look something. It'll be pretty. Okay, this guy will obviously be black, black, black as well. Actually, this one would be fun. Maybe I'll do one with the rainbow connectors, because the little color in the like penguins' necks are the nice pops. And so being able to like capitalize on that would be nice for the bag, rather than just doing like black D-ring connectors as well. So the D-ring connectors for these for the Kato bags are actually so you can add a crossbody strap if you'd like. I keep failing to put them into the shop because they're kind of like last thing on the totem pole. The thing under the crush should be made because bags are the priority. And so I haven't gotten them in the shop yet. I will though, eventually, maybe. I keep saying that, but I will be offering a webbing option as well, because the leather actually, I don't know if I think the leather costs have gone up significantly. I was vastly undercharging last year, so I've had to have a very rapid increase in costs because it was getting to the point where it's like I wasn't even making money if I had to ship it or anything like that. Like any shipping overages that I swallowed were all of the profit. Just double checking to make sure that I've got this right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Right? Yeah, my math's right. All right, this is why I have templates. Because then I can just throw the template on top and like there's no question. Just don't know where they are. All right, that's okay. We'll find them later. So I would love to know if you're watching this after the live stream or if you're watching it right now, what you're reading. I need some suggestions because I listen to a lot of audiobooks while I'm sewing. And I'm kind of in a rut. So I've been listening to a lot of smut right now. I have nothing against spicy novels. And so that's always a good option. But I'm a little bit burnt out on like Regency romance. I don't want anything too insane. I want easy listening, basically. So nothing dark is what I mean by that. I just want something that's just like easygoing-ish. I used to listen to a lot of YA. I've kind of fallen off that, but I think I might need to go back to it. Actually, one of the ones that's on the list that I need to listen to, and I know this, is Isle of the Gods by Amy Kaufman. I just started the other day, and then my brain just kind of short-circuited and decided, nope, you're not listening to that today. So I was like, okay. That's when we went back to the smut. So I do have that on the list. But books I like are like The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern or The Starless Sea. I enjoyed both of those. I have an Audible account, so it's easy for me to access quite a bit. I have a Libby account, which is usually my first go-to to find these things. And then I also have a Scribd account. If you don't know of Scribd, it's like an unlimited streaming audiobook streaming site. For me, it's about $130 a year. So like, I definitely get my money's worth from it. Yeah, so if you listen to a lot of audiobooks, it's definitely something to look into. But yeah, that's kind of what I like. I like fantasy, but not like typically high fantasy. I've tried to listen to The Eye of the World because that's one of the ones that I do want to like consume at some point in some fashion. But the narrators that I've run into, the female has been amazing, but I could not stand the male. I have a really hard time sometimes listening to male narrators. One of my favorite I forgot to cut those down. One of my favorite male narrators is Simon Preble, actually, and he does Stephanie Lauren's smut, and then a bunch of his history books, which is not what I want to be listening to right now. So that's kind of a dead end for him. But if you have some suggestions, I would appreciate them. Okay, so 3 black because those are both black and 1 charcoal. Good. Okay, I am on track there. I didn't know if I had forgotten to write them down or not. Now these penguins are going to be gold and have brown leather because of their nice orange neck decorations. And I think I'm going to go with the gray, the charcoal, because then it doesn't look too much like Halloween. Now the dots are not orange. They're like a coral. I would call it coral or salmon. I was calling it coral in the listings, so I'll just stick with coral. So I think they're going to have a charcoal base with a warm brown leather. Sorry, these ones apparently didn't get ironed as well. I think my iron's dying. I'm like looking at these fabrics that I've been using, and I either did not iron it well enough or it's dying. Maybe, but probably a bit of both. It's a Rowenta iron, and I've had it and using it heavily. This is the key. I've been using it heavily for the past 9 years, so it might be time for a replacement. I don't know. Okay, we're going to square up the other end, which means I want to try and get this nice and even. I know I said that we were going to cut linings, but it makes way more sense to cut the kato before I cut the linings. I don't know why. I've already got the numbers, but hey, you get to see the exterior fabrics again. I figure that's a little bit more exciting. There we go. That's better. Okay. So we're going to fold it up again like this. And then we're going to plop it down on the table, and we're going to square up the top here because it's high. Apparently 1 layer was cut really straight and 1 layer was not. What the heck? What kind of nonsense games were you playing when I was cutting you? Okay. Snip. Yeah, so we are working towards Stampede. July is an absolute crazy busy month. Yeah, it's actually insane because we are going to Stampede this week. We've got the race. My eldest starts summer camps next week, which will be awesome. They're going to really enjoy them, I think. And it will give me an opportunity. Yes, my youngest will still be home, but it will give me an opportunity to get quite a bit of work done because my youngest is still napping regularly. Now, I do have to make sure that they get up earlier than they've been napping. But whatever. We'll figure it out. Anyway, that's going to be really good for my eldest, and it's going to be really good for us, meaning my youngest and me. It's going to be really good for me. And yeah, we're hoping after that we're going up to Dawson Creek the next time my husband is home, which is going to be a drive, but it'll be a good experimental drive because we're going to try and do Vancouver in one shot with the kids. It's what we used to do in the past. But obviously having young ones, it makes it really hard. So the last couple times we've driven out to the coast, we've actually done stopover, like a layover sort of thing in Kamloops. So we'll see how driving up to Dawson goes, because I think driving to Dawson is about 9 hours from us. Driving to Vancouver is about 10 hours, not including stops. That's just driving time. So yeah, we're going to do this drive up to Dawson and see if we can kind of do it all in one, obviously stopping, but we'll see if we can do it in a day. And if we can't, then we'll book a hotel and do a stopover in Kamloops on our way out to Vancouver for sure. Because yeah, granted, kiddos will be 2 months older and stuff like that, but that's not enough time for this sort of patience to evolve, I don't think. Okay, so I said these are going to be charcoal. They don't look too Halloween-y. And so we're going to make a note of that on this sheet as well. And if you're sitting there wondering how many of these bags I need to cut and prep, there are a lot. Okay, so we're going to do charcoal base, brown leather, and then we're going to do gold connectors, the D-rings. That's something else I need to order. And then, so what happens with the color scheme too is typically I end up matching or trying to match the drawstring to the actual leather handle as close as I can, obviously, within reason. So I'm not going to put a black leather cord with a brown leather handle. That's what I mean by that. Bunnies. These bunnies are going to get a charcoal base, and then they're going to have a brown leather handle and dark connectors. I don't know why. They just feel like they should have a dark connector. All right, so we'll find that in a minute. I'll cut them and then we'll do that. Actually, let's see. I think Sushi Cat is the same width. So if we can do a little bit more, we'll do a little bit more. Yeah, that's close enough. All right, all the Sushi Cats. I think the Sushi Cat needs a black base with black leather, dark connectors as well. Yeah. Fold it up like that. Square up on this edge. Right there. Scoot it over just a bit so I know for sure that all those fabrics are in there. Yeah, we're good. And then do my mathing when I shouldn't be doing my mathing. Go. I promise I will cut a template so that you don't have to hear me gripe about math every time I cut Kato bags. At least I'll try not to. Okay, so yeah, these need to be cut in half. Snip, snip, snip. Okay, so bunnies, charcoal, brown leather. Bunnies, bunnies, bunnies. There they are. Okay, so the Kato for the woodland bunnies on natural are going to be charcoal, brown, dark. So a dark connector. I should see if I can actually get antique bronze, because some of these fabrics would really benefit from an antique bronze hardware instead of like the dark black stuff. I guess I need to get on that order this week then, because these are going to, yeah, D-rings need to actually be here before I can start sewing these exteriors. Whoops. Didn't even think of that. So as soon as I get my new card, that is what I'm doing, is I am going to have to place an order. I order all my hardware actually from a supplier in Spruce Grove, Alberta. They're just outside Edmonton. It's Emmeline Bags. And that's the hardware I use. Okay, there we go. So there's, oh, I keep forgetting to like trim down the excess. Okay, well, let's do that now. At least I didn't cut it too short, cut it the wrong way. All right. So apparently I will have a lot of patchwork quilt size squares coming up here in the next round of scraps. So if you want anything for your quilting products, please let me know, because these are too small for me to use mostly. I'm going to clean that up because it's just all warbly. I'll turn this. There's that. So we go to here. Friend and I went out for dinner finally last night. The kids have been off and on sick. Well, we've all been off and on sick since I got back from Japan. I'm finally feeling better. The kids, well, the eldest had the stomach bug, so that kiboshed the plans to actually get together with his friend this weekend. She was going to come out and actually help me with the glasses cases, because that was the deal this summer. I was like, can you come help me with this stuff, please? And she said yes, but then of course my eldest had a stomach bug, so didn't happen. That's okay, next time. But we're talking about how it felt like we've seen each other since Japan. I'm like, we haven't actually seen each other since Japan. We've just had like so many near misses that it feels like we've visited. We've also been texting a lot more than we typically do between visits, so I think that that's part of why it felt like we've been talking so much more. All right, Sushi Cats. Black, brown, dark. Black, brown, that means black base, brown leather, dark connectors, so which will mean probably black connectors, because I think that's what I have on hand right now. Excuse me. All right, now the citrus. And so the pink citrus is going to have a gray base, black leather, gray, black, gold, so gold connectors. The citrus navy is going to be black, black, gold. Black, black, gold. Gold, gold, gold. If you yell at me in the comments that it shouldn't be gold, it should be another color, please. Please do. Before I sew the bags, which will be, at this rate, not until mid-July. I say I'm cutting all this out. I'm going to do all the interfacing, and I am. I'm going to do quite a bit of that work, but they're not going to get sewn before mid-July or even late July probably. I want to get some other products done for Omatsuri in August. I need to get some other products done for Market Spot. I need to get pick your own orders done. So this is just like, and I really do need to sit down and sew for Knit City eventually. It's not like the elves are working when I'm not. And the kids are a little bit too young to put to work. So there we go. Sweet. Okay. Apparently the citrus fabric is a little bit wider. That means that we've got far more than enough, and I can actually trim up this edge to make it nice as well. There we go. Except I forgot to trim the... Okay, whatever. You can tell I'm working on few brain cells. That's all right. So we got the citrus here. Clip, clip, clip. I don't know if those shears are actually improved or not. I hope the pinking shears are. Those are the ones I really noticed needed it. Well, okay. There's one pair of scissors that definitely, like, shears that really needed it. And then the other pair hadn't been used as much since they'd been sharpened. Yes, I do have two pairs, in part because at one point I didn't know where the one pair was. So I went out and bought a second pair. And now I just have two pairs of shears, which is actually fantastic. Because if I needed to, I could have dropped off the one pair and traded them and then, like, dropped off the second pair, of course. But in this case, actually, I did it in a, like, in-between kind of work. So that I didn't have to worry about it too much. I could just drop everything off and not have to worry. So I got a lot of sewing done instead of cutting the other day and all that, which is good too. I worked on knot bags, and then we came in and I cut the interiors for big bags, which is one of the things that I do need to get done for the pop-up at Ancient Arts Yarns in a week. So there's the citrus. All right, and then I've already written down, I already wrote down what I want to do for the exteriors on that. We got cats, micro cats in Flower Forest. And I think we'll try and do the bees. Bees. Do bees and cats go together? Bees and cats go together. Good enough. Well enough that we can work with it. There we go. Fold it in half. Yeah, it's just they're not squared up. So I need to square the fabrics up when yeah, that's fine. We're good. Bees. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. We'll just do micro cats first. Micro cats will have a charcoal base. Yeah, those, as long as they don't clash, because the gray, I don't want the grays clashing too much, obviously. Gray, black, and gold on this one, I think. Actually, that's a good thing to write down all of these connected colors and everything, because then I can actually make a more informed order. So that I don't have to keep paying shipping all the time. And it's like, oh no, I need this thing. And the waiting period too. Like, it's not bad. They ship from Spruce Grove, so it's like Edmonton down to Calgary. It's super fast, but it's like, it just, some days that extra day, it kills the momentum sometimes, and it's like, no, I have to shift focus to something different, and that's sometimes just not what I want to do. Get in a groove with like a project, and then it's just like, it's so wrenching to pull yourself out of it to move to something else. I'm going to remember to trim it down, hopefully. Looks like I do. All right. Trim it down, and then it looks like we'll just cut it in half with the shears. Yeah. All right. I think after this, I'm going to go have a beer. And then it's bedtime, because tomorrow we have a run. And then we're going down to the Stampede grounds without the kids. Then we're coming back and picking the kids up. And then heading back down to the grounds for chuck wagon races. Which I think it sounds crazy, but they'll nap in the vehicle on the way down to, we're going to actually take the train to the grounds. So they'll nap on the way to the grounds, or to the train station. And then we'll feed them as soon as we get onto the grounds, because obviously you need to have midway food when Stampede's in town. And then we'll just go straight into the chucks. Last year we had a bit of a disaster, but that was because it was also over my youngest's bedtime. It was a lot louder than we anticipated or remembered, because we hadn't been for 3 years, of course. So yeah, I think this year, and they're also a year older, so I think it's just going to be better. Charcoal, black, gold. Okay, I don't know why I haven't been writing down the charcoal cuts over here, but you know. Okay, so we got 1 charcoal, tick. 1 black, tick. 1 gray, 1 charcoal, 2 black, tick, tick, tick. Okay, so anything above and beyond now, we actually do write down. Okay, then we got charcoal here, 2 charcoal, 1, 2, 2 more charcoal, 1, 2, and a black, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 9, 11. 11 bags done so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I need macaron critters. This will be on the last page. Charcoal. So there's 8, 12. So I need 1 more. What was I missing? Realistically, I could probably just write this all down on here. So let's just do that now, and then I don't have to worry about it, and then we'll transfer it over to this. Oh, the bees and strawberries. That's the one I'm missing. So bees and strawberries is going to be charcoal, brown. That needs to be gold connectors because of the bees. Bees. All right. Yeah, that's 13. Okay, we got 13. 13 and 13. But I haven't cut the bees. Oh my goodness, what was I missing? Okay, Myco we're done. Macaron critters were done. Microforest we literally just did, right? Or did I not write it down here and I just put the count in the actual count there? Micro cat. Nope, I hadn't written it down. Or I did write it down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I'm just missing something. Okay, microcats have been accounted for. If I don't do this now, I will do it later too. Trust me, it's how this works. Myco. Yeah, there we go. Myco has been written down. I know the macaron critters has been written down. Citrus on navy has been written down. Citrus on pink. Yeah, citrus on navy has been written down. Citrus on pink has been written down. The woodland bunnies and the sushi has been written down, correct? I think I'm missing, yeah, I'm missing black polka dot penguins. There we go. Okay. So the black polka dot penguins need to be black, 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 and rainbow. I did write it down. I forgot to count it, I think, is what happened. Okay, so black, black, rainbow. Okay. Now things match up. Okay. Now we're going to do bees. So that actually needs to be, I need to add 1 to black because I had 1 in charcoal accidentally. Now bees have been accounted for. We're all good. Okay. The chaos some days. We're going to cut this one down, and then I think well, that's about halfway. We've got like, Paula wants about 33 bags in each print. So, all right. There we go. Then we'll cut it down this way before I forget again. My watch is like, take a moment. It's almost bedtime. And I agree, watch. It is almost bedtime. I still need to have a shower. I haven't actually showered after the pool yet, which definitely want to before I go to bed at least. And just in general. So I do need to leave in enough time to do that. So I'm not up till way long later than I actually plan to be tonight. I'm just cutting the drawstring cord channel right now. Then we'll just cut the exterior. And we'll see if we can line up some of these other ones and just get them done. All right, there we go. If I didn't have to keep flipping through my pages, I would be better off. Okay, let's find Lucky Cat because that's the next one here. Before I even think about cutting it. That's all the Woodland Bunnies. There's Lucky Cat. Okay, so Lucky Cat needs to be cut. And then what else is close by? Sushi Cat's already been done, but Banana Cats has not. And Banana Cats needs to have a Kato cut. All right. So since they're close, let's do both of those. So Banana Cats is going to have a black or a gray base. Lucky Cats is going to have a black base. They're both going to have gold connectors and charcoal base. Kato banana. Charcoal. I think a brown leather. It's a fairly warm print. The background on it. Brown, gold, gold. And then the Lucky Cats, Kato is going to be black, black, gold. Obviously gold because it's a Maneki Neko. So we need one more cut of black and one more cut of charcoal. All right. Done. Now we'll just line everything up here, get it cut, hopefully. Flip it. Flip and line it up with the edge here, square as I can get it. Then we'll trim the end to where it's a little bit, there's a little bit of a differentiation between the widths of the fabric. So the Banana Cats isn't quite as wide as Lucky Cats. Gonna line up my ruler and my trusty rotary cutter. Done. All right, now we'll just trim this while we're here. And then we'll trim it down here. And then so the next decision after this will be pocket colors. I think in this case, most of them I can just do straight. I don't have to actually like go through them again. Pockets aren't like the defining feature of the bag, thankfully. Well, it kind of is, but it's like it's not. It's a hidden feature of the bag, so it's not like you're staring at it all day. It's not even like the main like interior lining piece either. So I'm not quite as worried about them as I am about the exterior appearance of it. Because obviously the exterior, like the interior may be the deciding factor, but the exterior is what's going to pull people in to actually view the product. So now I'm just spouting nonsense. I say that. Pretty sure that's what pulls people in. It's also why I use the Japanese fabrics, is it's so striking when you see it all like lined up and made up as well. I am thinking what I am going to do is I'm going to prep all of the Kato bags that or at least partially prep the Kato bags that I would like to bring to Knit City, because if I'm sitting down to sew this many Kato bags as it is, I may as well just do it all. Have an accurate count for my hardware and leather orders, and then I hopefully only have to order once this summer. All right, so there's the banana cats and the bloody blahs, lucky cats. Yeah, I said I thought that I might be going till 11 tonight. I am not. I will be going right to just 10:30. In part because I don't have more stories to tell right now. I will have more stories to tell after Knit Stampede, hopefully. But those two brain cells rattling around in my head right now are having a hard time thinking of what to talk about. Hello. Why is one piece so much longer? Interesting. No, because we'll line up this piece that's on the side that's a little bit square, straighter at least. I'm also daydreaming about a bowl of cereal, so I think I'm going to finish up here and then go have a bowl of cereal and then go have my shower and go to bed. I did say I kind of wanted a beer, but I think I might skip the beer. Who knows? We'll see what I feel like when I get upstairs now. Okay, come on, my sheepies. Let's get you trimmed up here. You're going to be some spectacular Kato bags. I'm super excited to see you made up. I keep saying that to all the fabrics, but it's true. It really is true. All of them are spectacular. Okay. I just realized I might have screwed up some of the cuts, but we'll see. Oh well. If they're messed up to be too large. So I can remedy that by just trimming them down later. All right. All of the sheep are going on a black top with black leather. I'm not going to complicate this one. Black canvas, black leather. It'll look good with all of them. They're all fairly cool tones. And again, my leather is fairly, like my brown leathers are fairly warm. So I don't want to like mix the two because it'll just look weird. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3 more black. And I'm gonna go to the front page and all the sheep. So all sheep. Black, black, black. BBB. Should just write it down like that rather than having to write all. Yeah. All right, where are you at? We're gonna trim up your one edge because it's all ratty. At least a little bit, just so I don't have to worry about it when I'm sewing it. There we go. Do. Nice, straight, sharp edge. Okay, and then this is that, which means that I need to cut it like this. Yes, right? Yeah. 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 Okay. Man, I forgot to trim it down again. Damn it. If you're watching this back later on, just know I am yelling at myself as well. Katie, trim down the edge before you cut it. Why do you keep making the same mistake? Because I'm trying to do too much. Trying to get it all done. It's okay. It's kind of funny. Like I said, I'll have a lot of patchwork squares. So if you're doing patchwork stuff, hit me up. I will get you a lot of little pieces. Like generous still. These aren't tiny pieces. But like I'm not going to do anything with them. All right. So when I actually do get all of this cut, the next step is to sew all the drawstring channels, which is always an adventure because then they have to be matched back up. It's a little bit worse when I was like mismatching the colors, and that sounds dumb, but why I was mismatching the colors is that I can eke out a bag from a certain amount of fabric, but I can't necessarily get the drawstring channels out of it. So what I do is I match up the drawstring channel to like usually to the actual like lining or the pocket, just so there's some continuity. But yeah, that's where it was getting a little bit tricky. Okay, there we go. Square up on this edge since it's the selvage. Trim it down just a touch. So we'll put it there like that. I don't know why I haven't been using that marker line instead of having to do complicated math. But it's better now before I'm nearly done than not at all, you know. Learning experiences all around. So my goal, speaking of learning experiences, my goal for road race is I would really love, I'm running the 10K. I would love a sub hour and a half. So the first time I ran a 10K, I did 1:17. However, that was probably my peak physical condition. It went downhill from there, mostly because I started getting pregnant. Started like I'm continuing to be pregnant. Then I had 2 babies. That's the difference. Cut it down, but in length first. There we go. I remembered this time. Anyway, my 10K that I ran in May. Now, granted, I was at a serious disadvantage in May because May I was running it right off a plane. Like, I had one sleep from Japan, basically. So it wasn't a very good marker. The course for the soap company run is so hard too. Like, it's like I won't be running the 10K there again. The main reason I do the soap company run is because of the swag and the brunch. The brunch is amazing. So if you're going to do it, do it. And if you want to run the 5 or 10K, do it. But the 10K is just 2 laps of the 5K, first off. And it is a hilly course. It's the Canmore Nordic Center, which is where they hosted a lot of the Winter Olympic events when Calgary hosted in '88. And my goodness, no, I'm not running the 10K there again. Now they do have a half marathon, but Dallas and I were just discussing it. The next marathon, if I do another, I really want to do Tokyo because I think that would be really cool. Just obviously with my history with Japan, but the Dopey Challenge runs are not going to be anywhere near what I would consider a personal best. So like basically those runs, I am just going to survive and complete it. I'm not going for a personal best or anything like that. So it wouldn't be a good time necessarily to enter in for Tokyo because they don't post it on the website, but I'm pretty sure you need a proper time to qualify for the run itself. So I figure what I'm going to do is I want to go run Soap Company run because I want to do the brunch, and then I want to do and I want the swag. But I don't need to punish myself by running the 10K because that's just it's punishment. I'm not interested in that. So I think what I'm going to run the soap run, but I'm only going to do a 5K, and then the next day there's the Service Calgary Marathon, which is an official qualifier event. So that day, I think I'm going to go run another half marathon and see what my actual time would be when I'm not trying to just like get through 48.6 miles. So that is the current plan. I am going to make that decision. I've got a half marathon in October in Fernie because I've never run, like, here's the thing with this Dopey Challenge for me is I've never run a half and I've never run a marathon. I feel at this point like I am in a physical condition where I will not be fast, but I would be able to complete a half marathon. Now, I think maybe slightly delusionally, I probably could do a marathon. But the thing about that is that my thought process on it is I'm pretty sure I could do it if I weren't doing all the other races leading up to it. The challenge is doing all of them in 4 days, obviously. Just the sheer length of it. Anyway, so I do have a half in Fernie just to test myself. We're going to go down and camp. It's 2 weeks, the week after Knit City. So I'll be done the major pushes that I know of. I think I do have some other pop-ups coming up later on in the year, but I don't have any like for sure plans right then. But Knit City will be over, and that is always like the peak of show prep for me. Although I am going to try and do a bit more over the holiday season this year. Anyway, so I'm going to go run that one, but if we're applying for Tokyo for 2025, that time would no longer count. I'm pretty sure most races need a time like more recent than a year. Like I find that typically they're asking for times within the last year. So although if Fernie ends up being acceptable and shorter, I will totally use that time. So anyway, that's the current plan. We'll see how it goes. If you want to follow along with the running adventures, we do have a separate Instagram account that I'm kind of trying to run. I didn't feel like the running content should go on the business page, and I wanted more people to see it than my private Instagram page. So it's the Running Piches, Piches, and it's on Instagram. So you can follow us along there and follow along for like our running content and stuff. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. It's a little bit, the training for the dopey is a little bit terrifying, but it started last week. It's 28 weeks. I skipped a couple weeks because it lined up to do that the best. Like, so the run, it's 3 runs a week. The program's been developed by an Olympian, and it's provided with like on the website. You don't even have to be registered. So if you want to do the training with me, please, by all means, join me. But it's a 28-week program. I skipped a couple weeks because it actually lines up that now the third run of this week that I'm on, which I think is like week 5 or something at this point, is 5.5 miles. And the 10K I'm doing on Sunday is actually 6 miles, so that it actually worked out perfect. All right, we are going to run this stream until 10:30, or I am done cutting bags out tonight because I am fading fast and I don't want to mess anything up, like seriously. So I know that this wasn't linings like I said it would be, but honestly, it was a good chunk of work that I need to do anyway. I am enjoying doing the lives while I'm working because they keep me on track without me getting distracted by my phone and stuff like that, which is very important. The Woodline bunnies on Sage are going to get a charcoal bottom, brown leather, and black connectors. So just realize that their side tabs for the D-rings are actually going to be webbing. So I'm going to have to figure out, it'll be whatever's closest to the actual leather that's on the bag. That's what it'll be. Or if it like will blend in and look more neutral than that. So with the bunnies, the webbing will be navy. That's not something I'm going to worry about tonight. I feel like that is something that I'm going to cut and then I'm going to clip to the bag. It's one of those in-between steps where it's like it could get lost very easily, and then I'll just have 100 little pieces of like webbing everywhere, and I'll be disappointed in my lack of organization. I'm already disappointed in my lack of organization. Don't need to be more disappointed in it. All right. This one is so good. Like, these bunnies with those little red flowers are so good. They're so cute. Love it. All right. Excuse me. Okay. We also had a rough night. My youngest is teething. I didn't realize that they had teeth left to teeth. I thought we were all done teeth. But no, surprise molars. So we're on the last set of molars. Thank goodness. I will not be sad to see the teething phase go. But anyway, it's just led to some rough nights. So that hasn't helped the whole sleep situation either. And then my eldest, who is not a morning person, keeps waking up like super hungry. So that's been fun. All right. Bunnies. And then all that's left is I've got the last of the penguins to cut. And then actually when I head out of the room, I will go grab the ones that have already been cut so that I don't forget that we need them. I just realized that I need to put the charcoal for the sage bunnies here. 1, 2, 3. And then these guys are going to be black. So 1, 2, 3. Sage, navy. So Kato woodland bunnies on navy is going to be black. Brown. I think a brown leather will look really nice. And then the black connectors. D-rings. Oh my goodness. Did I only put one down there? No, I put 3. Okay, good. All right. I'm remembering to cut this one down. No one has to yell at me about it, including myself. This way. Square it up with the bag cut. Mine is just a itsy bitsy. Go. Trim down. Actually, we'll trim these down and then we'll trim the bags in half. Do. Cut. Oh. Okay, let's just kind of square that up and see where we're at, and then we'll figure out if we can need to trim it down and square it up on the other side or not. Come here. Yeah, they're a little bit higgledy-jiggledy. I don't even know where it came from. It feels like a fever dream. I know they existed, but it was when I was a kid, I used to read Mrs. Piggly Wiggly. I don't even remember what the stories were about, but it was almost like a Nanny McPhee situation, I think. Like she was some sort of nanny for kids. Mary Poppins / Nanny McPhee. But anyway, that feels like a word. That higgledy-jiggledy feels like a word out of Mrs. Piggly Wiggly. All right, we are down to 4 more bags. Almost done it, guys. All right, so that's the penguins. So these penguins are going to get a charcoal. They're going to get charcoal and black and black connectors. Charcoal, which means I probably need to, I'll double check if I need to cut another one for the one that's already been cut. Lime. So we're doing charcoal, black. Oh, excuse me, black. Okay, and then for the Danube blue, we're going to also do the same. Actually, we're going to do brown leather. So we're going to do charcoal. No, these guys need to be black. Yeah, so Danube blue needs to be black, brown, dark. So we need another black. And then with the yellow, we're going to do charcoal because Grello is still such a good color combo. So we need 1, 2, charcoal. And then I think we do a black leather. Yeah, brown would look too weird. Too much of a like jolt or contrast or whatever you want to call it. So we're going to do charcoal, right, because it's Grello, black, and dark connectors. All right. Here we go. Get the last of the Kato prep done. And then I am actually going to head out for the evening because my 2 brain cells that I've been knocking around are fried. So this actually turned out to not be a lining cutting video. It turned out to be a Kato cutting video. But we've got all of Paula's order pretty much together in 2 hours. So that's pretty good. Given how disorganized everything was for me at the beginning, I'm quite pleased. Tomorrow I will not be streaming because we'll be at Stampede, but I will be back to stream on Saturday. And on Saturday I will probably end up doing, actually I'm going to be sewing pick your own orders. That's what Saturday is, so that I can get those shipped out for folks on Monday, hopefully, maybe Tuesday. I find if I ship them out in Calgary, in the city, it can actually cut like 2 or 3 days off of the shipping. Whereas if I ship them in Cochrane, they take forever sometimes. So just depending on where I drop them off and things like that. So I try to typically get my shipments out when I'm already in Calgary. But we'll see what happens this week when I get these guys done. So yeah, so Saturday will be sewing pick your own orders, which is a bunch of large box bags, a few small box bags. And then there's cake cozies and scrunchies. I do, however, need to do some repair on my serger, which is in the corner here. This is my serger. I need to do some serger repair, I think, because the foot is twisting on it. I'm not 100% sure why. It didn't start doing it until I was basically done last year, so I haven't really touched it since. I haven't taken the time to do it. So maybe that'll be part of the video on Saturday. Who knows? We'll see. But if you join me throughout the live stream, I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to finish up cutting these last bags and head up for a good sleep before a training run and Stampede tomorrow. If you have any questions and you're watching this later, or if you're watching it right now and you've just joined me, please feel free to throw them in the comment section below. More than happy to answer them, or you can email me as well. You can find my email through the contact us section of my website, which is ateliernekozuki.com. And if you would like to come back and see more of these videos in future, please make sure to subscribe. Or if you have any friends that you think would enjoy these as well, share it via the share link. So thank you so much for joining me again. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your night tonight and through tomorrow as well. We've got the penguins all done, and all the Kato have now been processed. I just got to make sure that I add them onto the sheet here. So I will do that off of camera. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic night, and I will chat with you soon. Bye.